Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is scheduled for one fall. Dude, I'm not reading the rest of this. You don't even pay me. Just click your button, start the show.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gamefly. For our listeners of the Gimmick Table, Gamefly is offering a 1-month free trial. That's one game out by signing up at www.gameflyoffer.com/gimmick. And that's how you're going to take advantage of this awesome offer. And we'd like to welcome you all to another episode of the Gimmick Table. I am Matt, your host. And as always, I am joined by my lovely co-host. He is the Wendy to my Peter Pan. He is Bats. How you doing today, Bats?
Fly me to Never Never Land.
I'm going to keep that awkward silence in there. Guys, before we get into today's show, if you're a fan of the Mae Young Classic, which has been awesome so far, and you understand how truly awesome women's professional wrestling is, then you're going to want to check out the Making Towns Classic coming to Tennessee in May of 2018. And if you want to stay up to date on this tournament that will feature 32 women, all you got to do is follow them on Twitter at the MT Classic. And guys, we also want to let you know again, Excite Wrestling, September 15th, 8 p.m. at the American Legion Post 80 on 76 Main Street in Binghamton, New York. $15. Pre-sale tickets, $20 the day of the show. The main event will feature a War Games steel cage match when Team Excite, which features Joe Gacy, Sean Carr, Rob Cook, Axel Lennox, and Greg Excellent, squares off to take on
The Crusade for Change, featuring TJ Marconi, Stockade, Anthony Gangone, Alex Payne, and Pat Sawyer.
And to get more information and tickets for this awesome show, you can head on over to www.xsitewrestling.com. All right, time to get to our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming to the show. He is the activist O.B Wright. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Doing pretty good, feeling a little better.
Doing good, man. It's good to have you on the show.
It's good to be here. This is my very first podcast, so I'm thankful, man. This is awesome.
Oh, sweet. It's nice to have you on. Then definitely we'll have a great show lined up for you.
And hopefully, from this, more people will want to have you on. That's what we kind of see is you do one, and then everybody starts contacting you, being like, "Let me on your show."
Yeah. Hopefully that happens.
So I want to start off today a little different. I was scrolling through your social media. Benjamin Banks blindsided you at the Liberty Lottery. Care to share some words for Mr. Banks? He's a former guest of us and actually Bats' tag team partner in the Fresh Princes.
I don't know, man. He kind of blindsided me, and I was a little angry about it, but I let it go this time. I
mean, if you want, I can bring Bats down there and you can take it out on him.
Nah, my beef isn't with him.
Well, they are tag team partners.
But well, if you're tag team partners, well, that just means you might get your butt whipped a little bit.
I don't know, man. Whatever. Let's come at me, bro.
If you could see him, you'd be laughing harder.
Oh, man.
All right, so when did you first get introduced to professional wrestling?
Oh, man, it was when I was younger. I used to watch professional wrestling with my granddad. He'll take me over to his friend's house and they'll watch WCW and WWF at the time. And yeah, I was hooked after that.
And who were some of those guys, especially when you were younger, who you kind of looked up to?
Well, my first guy wasn't Hulk Hogan. I know a lot of people always sees like Hulk Hogan as their first guy, but I was introduced to WCW and I was watching Sting a lot. Sting, like Ric Flair and stuff like that. Like my favorites are the small guys, the cruiserweight guys. That's what I was drawn to, like the Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio. So I was just full on with those guys.
Yeah, one of my favorite matches to this day is Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko, their last match in ECW before they went to WCW, and just the technical clinic that they put on to show that, hey, ECW is more than just, ladders, chairs, and
Yeah. When they were on ECW, they were killing it, man. They were like the best guys on there. I used to watch them guys all the time, and that's what I take like my style from. Cause I want to be one of the best technical wrestlers. So I just learn from those guys and keep watching, keep learning.
And as you got older, as you hit your teenage years, who were the guys that you started to follow then?
I don't know. Teenage years, it was just the attitude there was just crazy. Chris Jericho was one of the guys I liked a lot. Rocky just made me laugh all the time. But he was pretty awesome. I wasn't really into Stone Cold Steve Austin for some odd reason, but he was funny though. He made great television, but I was just drawn to like the technical wrestling. I was really drawn to that.
And what about now? Who do you kind of, even as a fan nowadays, even though you are a professional wrestler, who are some of the guys that you still enjoy watching on the the big shows?
That's a good question. I enjoy watching Dolph Ziggler. That's one of my favorite guys. Daniel Bryan, when he was wrestling, I love watching him. Yeah, like any guys like that. Like the guys I like are the low tier guys who don't get as much time as they should, but they're really good. I'm all for the underdogs.
With Ziggler, I feel really bad because he is one of probably the best workhorses in the WWE, and it just looks like he falls under the radar, and they never know what to do with him. I was so disappointed with some of the lines they gave him for the Shinsuke Nakamura feud.
Yes. I'm like, man, what are y'all doing with this guy? He has so much to offer, and they gave him the belt. And just took it right back from. I don't know what happened backstage or what's going on, but I was mad. It's like he's finally getting his big break, and they just let it go. That's tough, man.
Yeah, and same thing with Daniel Bryan. It's unfortunate. How do you feel about his want to get back into the ring? Do you think that's something he should do, even with the medical risk there?
I think that's something that he should do. He should like whenever his contract expires with WWE, if he has that fire and stuff inside him, then why not? He said he got cleared by his other doctors, but not the WWE doctor. So and I'll just be very, very careful with it. But if he wants to go out, then man, I'm all with it.
That's something I would love to see. I know after Cody won the title, he had tweeted out, trolled him a little bit. If you're still champion in 400 plus days, I'm coming for you.
And that's another one of my guys. I love Cody Rhodes, man. I love him. That guy is awesome.
I'm so glad to see him kind of just doing something really new and refreshing. I mean, the whole, free agent thing he's going with. He's not signing with Ring of Honor, New Japan, or anything like that. He's just going out there and wrestling for everybody. Yes,
and he's one of those guys, another one of those guys that you can make a decent living without making it in WWE. He's shown that time and time again. It's good for the sport of professional wrestling because that's how it was back in the day. We really didn't have a whole bunch. Well, just one big company and all the little companies. We had everybody.
Yeah, it really looks like obviously for when you go back to the Attitude Era after the fall of WCW and ECW, and you kind of look how the WWE just kind of took over. But now I think we're starting to see that people are kind of swaying back, to independent wrestling and seeing what's out there because after a while, the limitations of the WWE, I think, leave fans wanting more.
Yes, I see it all over social media. Fans are so pissed, man, that at WWE they don't let their guys do certain stuff, and I see it all the time. It's hilarious.
Do you think it's them just trying to protect them, though? Because if you look at like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, his career was cut short. Edge's career was cut short. Do you think they're trying to protect these investments so they can be around, for decades?
Well, I don't know if to protect them because like these guys wrestle 300 plus days out the year. If you want to protect them, have them wrestle like 2 times out the week.
Okay, yeah.
But I think it's just Vince still has that, I guess, that mentality that like a big guy has to be the monster and be great, just be an all-around star. He's still in the olden days, which, kind of unfortunate with the smaller guys trying to get up.
You look at something like NXT outside of a few people, the authors of pain. I mean, Drew McIntyre's a big guy. A lot of guys in NXT are the smaller variety.
Yeah, NXT first got introduced. Neville, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. Oh, I love those 3 guys, man. Were just on fire. They made NXT what it is, and they just brought many fans to it. The reason why I turned on NXT was to watch those three guys work.
Yeah, Sami Zayn, I think, is the best performer that they have, hands down. I go back and watch that hit match with him and Shinsuke Nakamura, and I don't think Shinsuke's had a better match since entering the WWE.
Yeah, and another thing, like with Sami Zayn, they don't put him on TV as much. So I'm like, man, you gotta show him off. You got a lot of guys in the back that know how to do this thing, and we keep seeing the same guys on TV. We need some variety out there.
Right. I mean, they have enough time, but with Sami Zayn, and when they show him on TV, who's he fighting? Kevin Owens, once again. It's always Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and I think fans are a little bit tired of that.
Which, don't get me wrong, they work great together. It's just, you can't be showing the same match week after week. There's got to be some kind of slow build to it. Something, that you haven't seen before. You're not seeing constant.
Yeah, because it's kind of getting old. So I was like, man, like y'all got to do something else with these guys. Well, of course they're giving Kevin Owens the big light, but I want to see Sami Zayn in there. They got to get him out there.
Every ladder match he's been in, I was, from Money in the Bank to the Intercontinental Championship back at WrestleMania. I think the WWE just knows I love him so much, and that's reason enough for them not to give him the push.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's why I'm looking forward to, like, when these guys, if these guys leave WWE or go back down to NXT, like I just want to see them get out there, see them wrestle, because like we don't see a lot of they wrestle in dark matches and we don't really see it.
Right.
And I'm waiting to see all these guys. I miss them.
I agree 100%. Obviously, you're a big fan. So when did you decide to go from fan to participant? When did that become a realization for you?
It became real when I think it was a couple of years ago, and I was on Facebook, and it was this fan page of like a local fan page. I think it was Hampton Roads fans of wrestling, and I was like, man, I wish I could get in the ring and just learn how to do some of this stuff. And one guy was like, well, they got like the halls. These guys called the Hallstars, where they're looking for some people to train. I could give you their Facebook and stuff and see what they're up to. So and all happened after that. I talked to the Halls, Ross and James, and I think we got about like 5 or 6 people in training one day and started working.
What was that first day of training like?
Well, like I'm Air Force, I'm military, so when we did the training, it wasn't really all that bad because I've been through way worse. The only thing that was troubling was taking bumps because your body isn't like it's not made for you to freaking fall on the ground all that much. So after that, after the first 2 weeks of bumping and stuff in the ring, I got used to it, and it was great after that. I had a fun time. Those guys know how to train. Shout out to them and the gym that I went to, Body by D in Yorktown, Virginia. Shout outs to them for letting us have a home and train.
And how long did you go between training to actually having your in-ring debut?
Well, the guys they seen us progressing really, really good, and they were like, how about you guys come out and get your gear and go to Ground Zero Wrestling, which I don't think that's still up now, but it was in Richmond, Virginia. So I was like, all right, cool. And then when I went up there, they were like, yeah, we need in the first match, just like a quick 5 minutes because the other guy wasn't there. So the Halls are like, yeah, we got a guy. He got his stuff in ready. Like, you ready, Obi? I was like, oh, all right, let's get it. So yeah, like right after like a year worth of training, I was right in the ring.
And that seems to be the norm for everybody we talk to, anywhere from about 9 to 12 months, really. What were some of the takeaways you had from that first match?
The first time I went out there, well, like I know from a lot of you guys podcasts and a lot of people, when they say they get their first match, they're nervous. I wasn't really all that nervous. I was really confident in my abilities, and I was ready to get out there and do it. And I love being in front of a crowd. Like in school and public speaking, I love talking. I love being funny and stuff. So when I went out there, I was ready. I was, and I played the heel, so I was like shouting at the kids and doing all this stupid stuff and just being evil. And I loved it, man. It was great.
Yeah, everybody says they have fun playing the heel.
and I'm sometimes an a-hole myself, like so and I don't get to express it, but I can express it in wrestling. It feels awesome. It feels awesome to get the evil out. Like even when I play video games, I love being the evil guy because you can't do that stuff in real life. So you just do it in a video game or in wrestling.
So you're the guy in Fallout that goes around and just kills every settlement and lays them down.
Yes. I blow up Nuketown. Blow it up. I don't care.
Just drive your car down the streets of Vice City.
Yes, I'm evil. I even killed Trevor at the end. I was like, you get on my nerves, man. You gotta die.
You know, actually, I did the first time around, and then I was like, I'm gonna go back and replay it and try and get the ending where everyone stays alive.
Yeah, I did that too. I was like, man, I feel sorry for him, man. But I had to kill him. He was too much. He was a little too much.
Oh, he was driving me nuts the whole game.
Yes, and then he killed my man. What's his name? Johnny Klebitz. He killed him. I was like, what? Like, why would you do that? You killed Johnny.
Storing people in the refrigerators and stuff and eating them later. What? Like, come on, dude.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Trevor had to go. Sorry.
I guess if you're eating people, I guess I can't condone that. I guess that doesn't make you a bad guy though if he's eating people.
Did you do all three endings?
Yes, I did.
The one with
I did try to do all three endings.
when Michael dies is pretty funny because then Trevor takes over the family.
Yo, oh my god! Like, I was like, nah, I gotta redo this.
Yeah, I can't let this be I can't even let this go down in the virtual world.
Nah, I couldn't let it go down, man. I was like, I'm gonna just keep all three of them alive. I can't have Trevor taking over the family like that.
Nope.
I feel life would be a lot easier if there were, alternate endings to situations that you could just go back and do.
Reset.
Yes, it would. Oh man.
So kind of elaborate for us, who is the activist O.B Wright?
Well, I came up with the activist because I am a activist in real life. I'm a constitutional rights activist, U.S. constitutional rights activist, and police accountability activist. So the activist O.B Wright is just me times 100. He wants to teach people about their rights, whether you like it or not. That's the heel version. And I come out with a black and white flag. Sometimes I have it upside down just to make people angry because, a lot of people don't like when you have the flag upside down, but a lot of people don't know what it actually signifies for. It just signifies that the country is at distress, which it kind of is. So, yeah, that's the activist.
No, everything's fine, man. Everything's going great.
Oh man, the world is going nuts right now, especially the U.S. with Trump and all this crazy mess going on. So yeah, and it was a perfect time too. The perfect time. Like a lot of these police and stuff are getting cracked down by the citizens recording and stuff like that, and it was a perfect time to do it. Perfect time.
Now, how do people take to you when you come in, trying to, force kind of your beliefs down them in that heel role?
They don't like it at all. A lot of people don't like it. Like I've learned that a lot of people don't like the truth. They just don't like it, and they don't like when they are being proved wrong. And the activist loves that. He loves proving people wrong. He likes the anger in your face, so he just keeps doing it over and over and over again. That's how he gets his power. That's how he gets his heart and his drive. Is just telling people what needs to be told, whether you like it or not.
Matt just wrote down vegan on a pad and showed it to me.
I know you're struggling. If I even mention the word, people roll their eyes at me. Well, how do you get your protein? Well, where do you think that cow got its protein from? The grass.
Yeah, like I on Facebook, man, it's so many people that hound me for eating meat, and that What the Health documentary came up, and that's just a terrible documentary on try to scaring people into being vegan. And like I had to actually tell people that it doesn't matter if you're vegan or not vegan. It's all what you want to do in your lifestyle. That's it. Like and that documentary was terrible. I did not like it at all.
Even as a vegan head, especially when everybody in the documentary is vegan, I take it with a bias. There are some good points in it that I think kind of get brushed over when they're kind of trying to do the whole cigarettes in a frying pan to equate that eating one egg is equivalent to 5 cigarettes, which I don't even believe.
You said that to me before.
Well, I like to just say things to you because I get all your nonsense.
I was like, what? So I'm just eating all these cigarettes and I'm eating eggs? Okay.
All these carcinogens. Wow. I guess
there's a lot of
Never
baiting.
knew.
There's a lot of baiting that the guy does when he's talking to other people. But things I find interesting, like when you learn that the government and all these people who are telling you what you should be eating are in fact sponsored by big dairy and the meat industry.
No. What?
And you can actually be arrested as a terrorist for speaking out against either of those or, industries. So it gets shaky.
Yeah, it gets shaky. Like, and And when I tell people like when they want to go vegan, I'm like, make sure you consult a nutritionist or your doctor before you do it, because being vegan isn't for everybody. And I know they like that documentary got your like your fears all in a bunch, but you just look for the right meats and make sure it's healthy. Go to a good farmer's market where you have grass-fed beef and stuff like that. Just make sure it's healthy. That's it. That's all you got to do.
I love how uncomfortable Matt's getting right now.
I'm not.
This
You
combo.
know me well enough to know that I don't care if you eat meat. You could come over here with a double cheeseburger. You've done it 100 times. I'm not gonna be like, dare you? How could you do this? You've offended me in my beliefs. No,
I think if we give it a couple years,
live and let people live. I just believe that a lot of it for me personally is the environmental impact, and I think that if we want a future, it's important to understand that this industry and the way that they do it is very wrong, and it's going to have a negative impact on the future.
I mean, it already has.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
So back to the wrestling. So what are some of the things, you said you like to, you mentioned the flag. What are some of the other things you like to do to get the crowd going?
I just like to tell them like about their rights, because a lot of people are pro-police everywhere. So I like telling people that how bad the police are doing and how they need to fix it, and how the citizens need to stop sitting on their asses and praising them and actually start making them accountable. And they hate it. They just hate it. And I love it, man. even in real life, they hate people hate it. I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
It must infuriate them even more to know like you're a military man.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. It hates them so much. Every time when I give a point and they're like, well, you haven't did this and that. I'm like, well, I kind of served in the military. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I think I know what I'm talking about about doing stuff humanely and giving everybody respect. And as soon as I say that, that's when they freaking just get all giggity and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for your service. I'm like, nah, don't thank me. Nah, don't thank me now. I'm good.
You just wanted to give me a bunch of shit, but now that I put you in your place, you want to thank me for my, my service to the country, because you understand I know what I'm talking about.
I love it, man. Especially and a lot of people hate the Colin Kaepernick thing. And I remember when I went to VCW and I was introduced, I kneeled as my entrance. I don't know if anybody got it, but I kneeled on my entrance. It's one wrestler that and we always joke about it, man, because he doesn't like Colin Kaepernick. I went in the back and he was like, hey, Obi, look at me. I was like, oh my God, come on, man.
Bats is a San Francisco 49ers fan.
I mean, he's not on the team anymore. So.
I think
he's not.
I think my personal opinion on it is I feel the NFL is sending a message when they shouldn't be sending a message.
He's definitely getting snubbed.
We kind of talked about this before we got on the air.
But at the same time, he seems to be happy giving all his money away to charity, and that just makes him win even more.
I think what he's doing is fabulous. And when he went up and actually was doing interviews, I was surprised on how informative he was about the whole situation. I was like, this dude actually knows his stuff, and he was very articulate. He really impressed me. And a lot of people were just pissed off about it because you don't supposed to kneel during the national anthem and stuff. And I'm like, does it say in the Constitution that we have to kneel to the song or the flag? I don't even
think it says to take my hat off, but
like that. Does it say it does? It doesn't say. Okay. Oh, why are you mad? Oh, okay.
I think that was actually like a really good way to protest anyway, and it got blown way out of proportion as like this huge type of thing where it brought the wrong attention to it, which kind of sucks.
Yes, it brought the wrong attention, and they didn't even talk about the message that he wanted to send. And that's what really kind of set me off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm boycotting NFL. Like, I got to.
Right. And the NFL doesn't backtrack on shit, so they're not going to reverse their opinion on the situation. They're going to keep pushing forward.
Yeah. And people don't understand that, like this is America, and this is how the country got here, because the citizens were getting tired of the British, and they started protesting and rioting, and they had to fight for what they wanted. That's how the country got started, just like the Civil War is slavery. slavery. Black folks got tired of being enslaved. So what they had to do, they freaking protested and rioted, and that's how we got here now. That's how things are built, man. You gotta stand up for something or fall for anything.
Exactly. I mean, hopefully, I don't know where we're headed, unfortunately. I just don't understand why we don't let people live,
Yeah.
We could do so much more together than we'll ever be able to do separated.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
It's the vegan in me. All right, so what moves do you like to perform? And you said you like the cruiserweights. You try to take some of their style. What do you like to do in the ring?
I like to do just a lot of simple stuff. I used to do MMA, so like I like doing a lot of submissions. Excuse me, I wrestled in high school, so I like fighting on the ground, doing fireman's carries, doing snapmares, and just all the little stuff like that. I'm not really a high risk top rope guy, because that's just not my style. I can do it, but it's just not my style.
Well, yeah, like you said before, you like to be a little more technical. Like
Yeah, and the way like I've seen a lot of like Ricochet and stuff, and they're just blowing up the business with all their high flying stuff, but that's just not for me. I can't do it.
So you like to stay grounded?
Yes. Stay on the ground, work them until you're tired. Old school.
Yep. Working the limb, building that in-ring psychology. 20 minutes where you're just bending that elbow, bending that shoulder in ways that it should not bend. I like
Yes, the good old stuff.
And what's your finisher?
My finisher is the Death Valley Driver, and I call it the Justice Drop. Yes. Hopefully I can perform that on September 9th. Hopefully.
Now, what are some of the successes that you've seen thus far in your career?
I haven't really been doing this long, so this is from a rookie perspective. Just me getting out there and getting opportunities to wrestle is my success. And actually seeing people from high school and people that I used to chill with in the military actually like what I'm doing and support it. That's my success so far.
And what do you think has helped get you there? Even going from just being a fan to a wrestler.
The Hallstars, like my trainers really pushed us and actually told us whatever that we teach you in the ring, you can do it. If you just put your mind to it, you can become the best wrestler that you can be, or anywhere. You just got to keep doing it, keep practicing, and be open to anything. Like, don't take criticism as bad. Just suck it in, take what you can from it, learn from it, and keep on going out there and learning.
And you said that you're a rookie. How long have you actually been doing the in-ring competition?
I would say for about a year and a half.
And although you've been short, what are some of kind of the bumps you've had to take in the road, getting to that, some of the pitfalls that you face? Obviously, with every success comes failures. What are some of those that you've had to face?
That you have to grind to get a match. Like, you have to go through these promotions, you have to travel and actually do a lot of work with a promotion like before they even can sign with you, because I don't know a lot of people. So and for me, that's kind of hard for me because I have a family. I have a girlfriend, I have 2 kids, and I can't just abandon them and go to a show. I have to plan ahead and see what I can do, because I'm about to be 30 years old. I'm kind of old in this.
Hey now. Hey. I'm 32. All right.
But no, I got gray hair and everything, man.
I got a whole head of gray hair. I've had it since I was 16 though. So.
Yeah, so I'm kind of late to the game. I'm kind of like Batista, man, kind of late to the game, and like I'm trying to do this as long as I can, keep healthy and have fun while doing it. Even though like I'm not even looking to make it in WWE or GFW or anything or Ring of Honor. I'm just looking to have fun. If I make it, I make it. I just keep moving forward, keep doing the best that I can, and if I get somewhere bigger, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a good attitude to have. You're not tying yourself down to this one thing when you obviously, you have a lot of responsibilities in your life. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't, you still got to go out there, weekend, perform for people and have a good time and really create moments for folks.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. It's not even about the money. It's about making people happy and having fun.
One thing we've learned from doing these interviews, like regardless of your level of success, you're still part of that wrestling family too, and you have like all of those connections.
Yes. It's I've been learning. I've been learning a lot. I've seen a lot. I've met I met a lot of people during my 2 years of just doing this, and I've learned a lot in the wrestling business.
And like you said before, people that you went to high school with and stuff, they're like coming up doing their thing now too.
Talking about like are they doing wrestling or
they're like coming out to watch you, or like are they?
Oh yeah, they're
Classic
coming out
bats.
and they're like, I usually post my matches on Facebook, and they're like, man, you look kind of good in the ring, and I'm like, thanks, man. It's all about that training. Like, man, I never thought you were going to be a wrestler, because when I was little or younger, I was skinny. I would say about 10 years ago when I joined the military. Well, not 10 years ago. Yeah, about 7 years. 7 years ago, I was about 125, and now I'm 200 pounds. So yeah, everybody thought I was a skinny kid. Now they see me as this buff dude, and they're like, how in the heck do you get that big so fast? Eat meat, man.
You can enjoy your recycled protein. I'm gonna get it straight from the source, okay?
Oh man, yeah.
Can we pause so I can go eat some grass? At least I can make fun of myself, you know? I think you got to be able to, especially with that choice in lifestyle. You got to be able to take everything people say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, man. Like I learned that in the military. You just take everything with a grain of salt, and you get the criticism. You get people telling you this and that. Just take it, decipher it, keep what you want, throw what you don't need, and just keep it moving.
But I have fun, like, I'll be at work and somebody will say, like, oh, like, this hurts, or I'm not feeling well, I have a stomach. I was like, you know what would help that? A vegan diet.
You're terrible, man. You're terrible.
It's all in good fun, you know?
I learned a lot of stuff. Like me, I try to, like, I'm doing this bodybuilding thing. I'm trying to get bigger. And I've been working out ever since I would say high school, because I used to wrestle. So I've been working out for a while, and I tried doing like the little salad thing, and my body was just getting skinny, and I was just like, I can't be this skinny anymore. I can't do it. I need to do something.
I dropped like 40 pounds, but I was like chubby. I wasn't like in shape. So now I'm a little more, I actually get out, hit the, go down and hit the punching bag now, and.
You hurt yourself on the punching bag.
I went a little too hard. All right. I'm sore today. I'm sore and sick. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I feel like sometimes I'm going to puke, or the fact that every time I move my shoulder blades, I'm like, ow.
All this from a punching bag injury.
It's those brittle bones of.
And a lot of people, like, they go vegan and they don't like meat eaters. They're like, well, a gorilla can do it and a cow can do it. I'm like, okay, do I have two stomachs? Am I a gorilla? I don't eat that much. I can't consume all of that. So
a gorilla can do it, but if it's in the wild, I'm sure it's gonna eat some meat if it gets a hold of it.
Now, do people expect you to be a vegan just based on your activism and things like that? Is that like they assume that, oh, he must be a vegan too?
No, like, I just, like, on my Facebook page, there's a lot of passionate people on there, and when I see them talk about, especially when that What the Health documentary popped up, and they were just talking about how we can do it, and we can be as strong as a gorilla, and look at these vegan bodybuilders and stuff, and I'm like, those bodybuilders used to eat meat, right? And now they're vegans. They didn't do it the other way around.
Well, yeah, obviously they had the muscle tone, but they made the choice to go to clean eating, and they're not. I don't even really consider them vegans because they don't support. They don't care if they're wearing a leather weight belt or something like that. It's more or less. This isn't. They choose a plant-based diet. They don't subscribe to veganism.
Yeah,
it's not the.
You can't see how hard I'm rolling my eyes right now, but.
I am gonna throw some. I'm gonna throw some frozen broccoli at him.
It's true, man. I watched the Hodge twins. I think you know who those guys are. You probably don't. Comedians and bodybuilders, and they have a big, like a big YouTube base. And they actually did a vegan diet for, I think, 6 months to a year, and they got considerably smaller, and they kind of look a little sick. So they stopped it, and they start eating meat again, and they actually presented a lot of facts that, yes, you can be a bodybuilder and be vegan, but you're going to lose some size. And if you eat meat, you're going to keep increasing size. That's just how it is in the world. Like,
you got to consume a life force.
This isn't an anime, okay? All right, I don't have to consume something's life force to get stronger. This isn't the one with Jet Li, okay?
You don't have to be stronger, but if you want to get bigger, then you kind of have to eat a lot of protein.
I don't have any desire for that. I would, I like to work. I just like to stay fit, but I don't want to, walk around here like Arnold Schwarzenegger and pick the car up over my head and be like, oh, no, that's not. That's not
that could accidentally happen to you.
Well, no, like my uncle. So my uncle was a bodybuilder, right? My uncle stopped bodybuilding probably, in his 30s, late 30s, early 40s. He now is so unhealthy and he still eats the same things that he always did, but because he doesn't put in the effort, he basically went from a muscular guy to wobbling around with 300 pounds on these skinny little legs.
Oh man, I've tried all sorts of diets, man, and I tried eating salads, I tried eating nothing but vegetables, and I just kept getting skinnier, and I was just like, I gotta make a change, I gotta do something, and I've always wanted to be bigger because I liked doing amateur wrestling, so I was like, I gotta get bigger, I gotta eat a lot of meat. That's what I did in the military. All I did when I went to my tech school, in the dorms, I played video games, went to school, ate a whole lot, and worked out and went to sleep, and just kept doing it until I got big ass arms.
All right, and we're gonna take a quick break to hear some words from our sponsor. All right, guys, once again, for our listeners of the Gimmick Table, Gamefly is offering a 1-month free trial. That's one game out. All you got to do to sign up for this amazing offer is to head on over to www.gameflyoffer.com/gimmick.
All right, guys, do you love video games? Do you love playing video games? Do you love renting video games? Then Gamefly is for you. You can take out any game you want for any system you have and play it until you're done with it, send it back to them, and get a new game in return. It's pretty great. Gamefly has 8,000 new releases, classics available for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, Wii U, Wii, and 3DS. They also have stuff for Nintendo Switch and other older systems. Check them out. It's a great way to play all of the games you've ever wanted to play without having to actually purchase them. And if you do like a game, you can keep it.
All right, guys, and all you have to do, once again, to take advantage of this amazing offer is head on over to www.gameflyoffer.com/gimmick, and you're going to get your hands on a 1-month free trial, one game out. All right, and back to the show. All right, and we are back. Now, you said you've been doing this about, a year and a half, 2 years. What has that moment clicked yet that you feel comfortable as a professional wrestler, that you're not just trying to be one, but you actually are?
I'm almost at that point. I'm trying to get more matches so I can feel a little bit more comfortable in the ring. Well, yeah, a little bit more comfortable in the ring so I can actually say that I'm legit. But it's getting there. It's getting there.
Obviously, still being green to the business. How do you continue to innovate yourself, both in the ring and on the microphone as well? Which I think you might already have that part down pat, since you seems like you got mobs coming after you after the match.
Well, I usually go to the gym, and when I want to learn a move, I usually call it my tag team partner, Mike. We're doing a tag team in VC that we call the Elements of Truth, and I usually try to get him in there and let's just try out a few moves and try them until we got him down. Or I would get a friend and be like, I need to try this move on you, man. Like, can you can you help me out? I'll put a crash pad down and I can just slam you on that.
Sure. Does the friend wrestle, or is this just somebody that you're good buddies with?
No, yeah, it's a good friend of mine, and I just like, man, just kind of just slam you real quick, or or we'll be in the store, and I'm like, I need to learn this hold real quick. Like, you mind if I do it? And I'll just tangle them all up. He's like, oh, you're hurting me, man.
Oh, that poor guy. Is he your
and he actually wanted to do wrestling too, but I beat him to the punch.
And then you put him in a headlock, and now he doesn't want to do it.
Probably.
So out of all the people that you've shared the locker room with, who are some of the biggest inspirations to you on a personal level?
Let's see. I got to give a shout out to Phil Brown and Preston Quinn and Victor Griff. Those guys. Ever since I started wrestling, those guys have been there, and the Hallstars. Like they just been there and guided me throughout the whole process, telling me how the business is, what things I need to look for, and all that stuff, and just helping me just have a guiding light. Yeah, and I cherish those people every day. Like whenever they say stuff, and like every time we have a conversation, I just take what they have to say, and I put it in my box and I keep it.
I know you haven't had a lot of matches yet. Out of all the matches that you've competed in, what are some of the favorites that you've had?
The favorites have been with my trainers. I faced them twice, and they beat our butts. But so far, that's been my favorite because those guys like to give heat a lot to us. They don't like a lot of squash matches. They don't like putting down new talent. Like they like trying to showcase their talent and the new guys' talent, and I thank them for that because like without them, I probably wouldn't show off my skill. And like those matches were great. I have this one match. It's the first one we did at VCW. Man, hit me with a knee drop. I think I showed that one too.
Yeah,
have you seen that one?
Yeah, there was when they hung you up on the rope, almost kind of like they pulled you up from the tree of woe, and then boom.
Well, there was some family. They did not like. They was like, "Man, are you all right, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
I know in that one match, it was your tag team partner's his debut.
Yeah.
And the way that they really worked with him and you, I mean, you couldn't really tell that it was his first match. And I think that probably goes to a lot, compliments to both you as his partner as well as them as opposition across the ring and how they, they're not trying to John Cena anybody.
Oh no, they don't do that. It's like and in that match, a couple like the first and the second match, we actually kind of messed up a little bit, but you don't know it. And they made it look so like effortlessly, like it just made it so silky smooth. Like those guys know what they're doing in the ring.
So now, what do you prefer? Now, obviously, you've done some singles competition, and now you're working, with your tag team partner. What do you prefer out of the two styles?
In the singles, that kind of is like a spotlight on me, and I like being in the spotlight. With tags, I like putting the spotlight on my tag partner since I guess he hasn't had that many matches more than me, so I want him to get a lot of the experience. But we're both learning, we're both green, and so I'm just happy that he's out there having fun too. But I like both right now, to be honest. Of course, I would probably like the singles better because I get to fuss everybody out and tell them that they need to know their rights or shut up. But
yeah, no, and there's always something to be said for that guy who's helping the other guy look better.
Yeah, man, it's been quite the experience. I like both of them right now.
But I also feel like since you're both very green, that it's got to almost work well because you guys have an opportunity to grow together and kind of not just be going at it alone, almost where you have kind of a support system built in there.
Yeah, and it's always great to have somebody that you can talk to, like somebody who's going to tell you straight up like what's needed and not kind of sugarcoat anything or hurt your feelings. They're going to tell you straight up what looks good, what doesn't look good. And it's been a fun ride. Like I hope me and him do a lot more tag teams in the future because it's been awesome and fun in the ring.
Maybe a little feud with the Fresh Princes.
Hey, if it comes to that, man, and I'm gonna bash in some institutional knowledge in their heads.
Yeah, after all is said and done, I'm gonna dance to Carlton right over you, knocked out on the ground.
He needs a writer. I'm sorry. Wow. I'm on your guys' side. Sorry, Mr. Banks, but after that comment, I can no longer support the Fresh Princes.
What?
So if you guys need a manager, I can help make sure you guys win.
It's cool. I'll let my fist do the talking.
Your bionic hand.
My robotic arm.
So if you had one dream match, any active wrestler in the world, who would it be?
One guy in the world. That's a hard one. Dang, that's hard, man. If Dean Malenko was still wrestling, I would love to wrestle that guy. That's my idol. That's the guy I'm trying to learn how to be. I would love to wrestle him. That'd be an awesome experience.
Watching him growing up, well, he was one of my favorite guys. I just wish, obviously when he came to the WWE, he'd gotten a bigger push, more time. I felt like him and Perry Saturn kind of got lost to the wayside to the other guys.
Yeah, and I don't think he never got a championship in WCW. WCW or WWE, did he? Well, the top like world title.
I think he was the cruiserweight champion in WCW.
Yeah, he was a cruiserweight, and I think he was a TV champion too.
We can always look. 1 second. ECW World Television Champion twice. ECW World Tag Team Champion once with Chris Benoit. WCW Cruiserweight Champion. WCW United States Champion. Tag Team
I
Champion.
remember that.
Tag Team Champion with Benoit in WCW, and he was when they had the light heavyweight championship in WW when it was still WWF. He was a 2-time champion for that.
Yep, I remember that too. He came out there all suave and stuff with that suave music.
To me, he's one of the best technical wrestlers. That's why I like watching like a Bobby Roode nowadays, because that's what I get reminded a lot of.
Yeah, and what's the other guys? The Revival. Those guys wrestle like old school guys too. I like watching them. Like another guy I like watching, Tyler Breeze. I love Tyler Breeze, man. Like I love his persona. I love his style in the ring. He's a damn good wrestler.
I would just love to actually get to see the Fashion Police wrestle instead of just doing promos every week, because Tyler Breeze, former NXT champion, and what him and Fandango have done has been great. And I just wish, based on those promos they've been doing, they should get the opportunity in the ring.
Those guys are hilarious. Like the Southside Pro Wrestling with Fandango. Well, Southside Regional Wrestling and Fandango's character is hilarious. Like every time I see him on there, I just start busting out laughing.
Yeah, it's another one of that group that kind of like a Ziggler, where they're there, but they're not really. You're not getting to see their full potential.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks. It sucks because those guys are very, very talented. And Fandango had a movement going on. He had the little dance movement going on. And that kind of just faded away in the darkness.
What, he beat Jericho at WrestleMania, and then after that, he was just pretty much squashed.
Yep. Same thing with Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder got that U.S. championship, and next night, I'm like, what?
Yep.
You're not gonna hold it for a little bit? Like, come on, man.
So if you had any advice for anybody out there who wants to be a professional wrestler, what's the one thing you would tell them?
I would tell them, watch a lot of film, have a lot of confidence in what you want to do. Don't be scared, because if you're scared, you might injure yourself and the other person you're working with. You got to keep grinding, especially in where I live. It's very wrestling heavy, so you have to grind to to get matches and stuff. So it's just keep working at it, keep working hard, and eventually you'll find success.
Now, do you have any now at 10? I don't know if you've heard, but at 10,000 downloads, I go through a table. Do you have any advice for me on how to survive? And if you say eat meat,
eat meat. Well, I would say tuck your chin, man. Tuck your chin. It's going to be a wild ride. So just tuck your chin. Don't close your eyes.
No, don't close my eyes.
No, don't close your eyes.
No, why not?
Because you want to see what's happening. You want to have that whole experience. You don't want to close your eyes and miss all the action.
And they might not open again. So, and how can people get a hold of you on social media, things like that? If they want to, promotion wants to book you, how do they get a hold of the Activist O.B Wright?
Just go. I'm available on Twitter and Instagram at the Activist OBW. And I do have the same thing on Facebook. I just made a new page, and that's the same thing, the Activist, but it's O.B Wright, not OBW. So
what events do you have coming up? You said September 9th?
Yes. The next event I'm having is September 9th, VCW at Suffolk, Virginia at the Salvation Army.
What time does that start?
That is 7:30. Yep, 7:30 bell time. And we're having Arn Anderson come by and JJ Dillon. That's going to be wild.
Oh, I would love to meet Arn Anderson. That would be if one of the people.
Do you know how excited I am to see Arn Anderson?
I'm excited for you. Because Bats loves video games and you love video games, and I used to love video games. Now I'm just stuck playing Fallout. We're gonna do a thing. We missed it a couple episodes here, kind of just forgot about it. But we're gonna unhinge the gimmick table now and play a little game. I don't know what the game is because he made it.
It's not a very good game, but
well, yeah, because you made it.
Well, first off, what are you gaming right now? Like what games you playing lately?
Right now, I'm playing NBA Live 18. What else? I'm playing Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is so awesome. I've been waiting on that game for 2 years, man.
I've watched some live streams and I've heard a lot of good things about it. One of my buddies plays it a lot.
I have not actually ever heard of that.
Yeah, no, it's like a game where you try and survive getting killed by Jason. Basically, like you're playing the movie.
Do they have another mode where you can be Jason? Because that.
Yeah, no, one person's Jason, the rest of them
so
aren't
it's
Jason.
Online?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And you got to like really work together to like defeat him and get out of there.
All right. So I know you're not a vegan, and I won't hold that against you. But this next question is very important, so you got to answer correctly. Okay. Xbox or PlayStation 4?
I'm PS4.
Thank you. Thank you.
You gonna get Destiny?
No, I'm not a Destiny fan, man. I tried to get into it because it plays just like Halo, and
Right.
I wasn't a Halo guy.
All right.
That's how our friendship started.
Actually, yeah, we used to play Halo.
That's
all
how we
the time.
became friends.
Fun fact: I've actually made a few video games,
Nice.
just like Pac-Man and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I got my degree in.
Well, I saw that on your Twitter, so you do some game programming.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a gig in it. I've been contacted by EA but they didn't have a position for me, so I'm just waiting for my call up.
I hope you get it, man. That would be awesome.
I mean, you got those games like in the App Store or something?
No, those are just games I just made on my computer just for fun to get my skills up.
Put some on the App Store. See if you get some downloads.
I'm thinking about it. That one guy made Flappy Bird and is freaking rich. So
That's what I mean. Like, you don't got to even charge people money for it. You'll get advertising money if it gets big.
You should just make a game where it's putting me through a table over and over again.
Different ways of putting him through a table.
Yeah, I get it. I'll send you pictures of my face, and you can make it look really like funny, and
You can have me put him through the table.
you could like pick famous people
I
throughout
am
history.
the gimmick table. just have him just going right through the table over and over and over again. And, like whoever does the hardest or gets the highest score.
All right, so this parlays perfectly into the unhinged game here. So I just picked a couple wrestlers we talked about tonight, and let's design a video game around them. So first one we'll
Design
go
a
with
video
is
game around them.
Sami Zayn.
Design a video game around Sami Zayn.
Well, he's gonna be an underdog character. I know that much.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
he's
like
an underdog character.
Maybe like a Crash Bandicoot.
I was thinking like a Skyrim, like a medieval type, maybe like a Scottish type medieval.
See, I see it more like a Crash Bandicoot like style game where you kind of got to get through the level and it progressively is getting harder and he's just jumping around.
He's like a platformer. All right.
And
Yeah.
he's got a big old smile on his
Like
face
Ratchet
the
and
whole time.
Clank, something like that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that'd be a game for him.
Him and Kevin Owens could be, partners.
Yeah, there you go.
At the end of the game, Kevin Owens always turns on him.
Right, that's the final boss battle.
Kevin Owens is a guy in the green. What's his name on Ratchet and Clank? I forgot his name.
Oh, no, that's deep cuts here. I don't know.
He's the big guy who always lies and stuff and tries to get and tries to like just sneak his way into different situations.
All right, so let's try Dolph Ziggler.
What game would Dolph Ziggler be?
I have my ideas here, so I want to hear what you got.
Dolph Ziggler would probably be. He looks like a Duke Nukem.
Oh,
type
dude,
of character.
exactly what I was going with. A lot of people don't know Dolph is like a stand-up comedian too. So
Yep.
he's pretty funny and witty, and you'd be perfect for Duke Nukem.
Or he could be Uncharted because
Yeah.
Nathan Drake does a lot of one-liners too.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that, where he's like the hero, but he's kind of just like dumb about it.
Oh, he could be Deadpool too. He'll be an awesome
Yeah.
Deadpool character.
But then you don't get to see his face. I'm pretty sure he'd be pissed about that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so Duke Nukem will probably it'll be either Duke Nukem or Nathan Drake because those guys like being the center of attention.
All right, and finally we'll go with Sting. So this is gonna be like something more dark.
Sting sounds like God of War, man.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I was gonna go like Dark Souls or something, but God
yeah,
of War.
Dark Souls will work.
He could definitely be. Oh yeah, he'd
Crow
be
the
a
video
good
game?
Crow the video game. Does that exist? Is that a real thing? It does.
Yeah, Crow the.
I'm sure it's horrible.
He could also be it's a video game with a vampire too. I forgot the name of it.
Blood Rain.
Soul Reaper.
Blood Rain.
Oh, Soul.
Huh?
Blood Rain is the one with the chick.
Yeah.
She's super hot. She's got big tits.
And yes, they made The Crow, City of Angels, the video game, 1997, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and
1997.
Windows.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Sega Saturn.
The first YouTube video is called "Awful PlayStation Games." The Crow, City of Angels.
I remember like the favorite game I used to play back in the day was Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Like that was my shit, man.
Really?
I wish I had it.
That's one of my buddy's favorite games. What would your video game be?
My video game? I always thought about making a Grand Theft Auto in my hometown.
I always think about that
I've always
every
thought
day.
about that. I don't know why.
just some places you might want to do some things too you can't do in real life.
Now, for Endicott, you would have to program it so every 4 feet you take, you had to jump over a hypodermic needle.
Or a pothole.
Oh, you jumped over the pothole, but you stabbed yourself with a hypodermic needle. You have hepatitis C.
No, yeah, you could have like a Batman Arkham City game and you just drop injustice on everyone.
Damn right. Just it'll be like a Batman type game where like whenever you see like police brutality, you just get on them, just bow,
Boom.
hit him in the face.
Like justice drop from like a 30-story building.
Ouch.
Or you are harassing this citizen, pow, justice drop, and just fly out. The police partner's like, what the hell just happened?
Dipset.
Sometimes he doesn't need a writer. Sometimes he does. He's getting better, though.
Just freaking put someone in the face. Dipset mother. What?
Deuces.
What? What did he just say?
We out.
Yo, that'd be hilarious. Yo, that'd be a hilarious game, man.
Like every time you lose your wanted level, it says something like that.
Like when your wanted level gets to like one of the highest points, just says Dipset on the screen. And you just have to book it.
Get out of here.
At 5 stars, you got 6 stars. The 6 stars Dipset. You gotta just get the heck on out of there by any means necessary.
You could have David Meltzer come up, when you hit 6 stars on the screen.
Dave Meltzer, his face pops up. 6 stars. Oh man, that would be a funny game.
To this.
Well, you got the programming skills. I think you need to make it.
Yes, I will keep that in my box of suggestions. Because I got a whole book and stuff that I got. Just like I'm just waiting to make like the perfect game. I'm just about to be like just whatever. I'm just about to make it.
Yeah, you play. Did you check out Horizon at all?
Oh, I love Horizon.
Nice.
I love that game. That game is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm excited for the DLC to come out this winter.
Like when I got Horizon, I had a regular PS4. And my taxes came, so like I just bought like a 65-inch 4K TV. So like I had HDR, but it wasn't the full thing. So I went out and bought a Pro, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome! Like this is an orgasm in my eyes right now. I can't stop playing.
My eyes aren't crying; they're ejaculating.
That's exactly what they were doing.
Make sure you clean them out afterwards, because it will get sticky.
That's how you get some real bad pink eye.
I played that game for so long that like I woke up. No, like I played and I turned around and I was like, oh my god, the sun is coming up. Like what? How long have I been playing this?
Yeah, that's like one of the most recent games that I've had that experience where I'm like, I can stay up all night playing this, but I haven't had that in a while with any other games.
Yeah, games like that, you got to be careful. You start like, oh, I got to go. I'm late for work.
I'm going to call out today.
I'm pretty sure every Fallout release I've taken off a week for work to play it.
Yeah, Fallout is the game that I prepare to miss work and not do anything social for a week.
But I've also been playing since like Fallout 1 back on PC where it was turn-based and good times.
Yeah, I can't like when that Crash Bandicoot game came out, like the remastered, I was on that for hours. I was I'm reliving my childhood. Yes.
We should get Michael over here.
I won't buy it because then my girlfriend is gonna steal my PS4 and I'm never gonna get to play anything on it.
I'm trying to teach my daughter how to play it, man. She gets frustrated every time she dies. I'm like, welcome to the club.
You have no idea.
No.
Try playing Donkey Kong Country.
Well,
like you don't have no idea how long this game took me to get 100% when I was 9 years old. You don't understand.
Do you know how many times I had to fight King K. Rool?
Yo, Donkey Kong was that was my game.
all right, well, Obi, thank you for joining us on the show today. It was a pleasure. We had a great time, and we look forward to having you back with us in the future.
Yeah, we're going to try and get everybody we've had on here back because we want to know about your progression.
Yes, most definitely. Y'all guys have been awesome for my first podcast. This has been a great experience. Have a great time talking to y'all.
That was fun.
All right, guys, thank you for listening to the show. We appreciate it once again. Great episode with O.B Wright. Had a lot of fun. Got to poke fun at me for being a vegan, but hey, it's okay. But if you like the show, you want to give us some feedback, we've been getting some good feedback on social media. This is how you're going to do it. You can get on Twitter and follow us at gimmick_table. We are also on Facebook. Just search the Gimmick Table podcast. And all episodes are available for you on YouTube, iTunes, or Stitcher. Once again, all you got to do is search the Gimmick Table Wrestling Podcast. And now we have some friends we want to tell you about. These are some good guys that we've had the opportunity to sync up with and share ideas, and they put on some really good podcasts. So first and foremost, we have the Wrestling Nerds Alliance. They come all the way from the 8 Mile, and they actually have a vegan in their group now, so the trend is spreading. But if you want to follow them on Twitter, you can go to @WNA Podcast. They are also on Facebook at Wrestling Nerd Alliance, and you can find their show on iTunes, Stitcher, or Podbean.
We also want to throw a shout out to Wretched Wrestling. They're on Twitter at Wretched Wrestle. Their Facebook is Wretched Wrestling. You can find them on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and Periscope.
And are you looking for pure gold? Because then all you got to do is listen to S Marks the Spot. And they are on Twitter at S Mark Spot, as well as Facebook. And their show can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Podbean.
And last but not least, one of Matt's favorite names, Raw is Boar.
Raw is Boar.
They're on Twitter at Raw is Boar, as well as Facebook. And you can find them on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Podbean.
Well, I feel like Raw is Boar should do their whole show as if they are the cavemen from the Geico commercials. All right, guys, that's our show. Thank you once again for listening. We will be back next week with another episode. Thank you again for listening. Everybody, have a good day.
See ya.